Hi, my name is Katie Fosnot.
And I'm Madison Cawthon.
And we are two of the teachers on the Gopher Tortoise project with the Kennesaw State Experiential Teacher Project. And we want to talk to you a little bit about what our project is and kind of why we are out here in the beautiful Moody Forest. Shout out to Nature Conservancy. They allow us to use their facilities out here when we come down once a month. So Madison's going to tell you a little bit more about our project.
So basically what we are doing is we are creating a project for teachers to be able to bring real life science into the classroom. What that looks like is game cameras that you use for hunting on gopher tortoise burrows. Quick about the gopher tortoise, they are Georgia state reptile and they are a keystone species, which means over 350 other species use their burrows as protection and shelter as well. So what we do is come out and get videos and photos from 30 cameras as of right now, and we have those images and videos uploaded onto the computer, and hopefully soon we'll be ready to launch our Gopher Tortoise project, which will put the videos and stuff out to classroom teachers.
So that's going to look like what that will look like is our Adopt a Burrow program. So teachers or schools will be able to donate to Nature Conservancy to adopt one of our burrows that are out here in Moody. And when a teacher adopts a burrow, they receive a certificate like this. And then they also receive a Gopher Tortoise poster. Images are taken in Moody Forest. They're all of Gopher Tortoises here. And they will also receive 30 copies of the activity book that we have created for the project, as well as a copy of At Home with the Gopher Tortoise, which is an amazing picture book to help tie it all together. We're hoping to launch that within the next year. And that's it. Good morning from Moody Forest. We are loading up our vehicles to get ready to go out and see if we can find some tortoises and switch out the SD cards and the batteries of our cameras. And this is where we stay. Nature Conservancy allows us to use their cabins and facilities while we're here. We're gonna hit the road. This is our location we call Power Line. We have 10 cameras set up out here. We've seen eastern indigo snakes out here, coach whip snakes, all kinds of frogs, and of course lots of tortoises. This burrow is the home of one of our transmitted tortoises, Miss Jane. We're just gonna check the camera to make sure that it is working. So we come out at least once a month and check for batteries. We check SD cards and make sure everything's working and make sure that there's enough space on the SD cards. And then we follow their little trails. Sometimes we get lucky enough to find one out and about. This guy's just crossing the road out here. Alright, so we are going to measure the tortoise length and the width of the top carapace and then the plastron too. So we're going to do that. 35.5 centimeters in length. We go to the widest point. Exactly 35 centimeters wide. All right, we go to the notch. Start here. 24.5 long. Also looking for any marks, outstanding marks that we see, and we will mark it on our chart. So we noticed that he's got parts of the carapace here that are missing on both sides. So we'll mark those. And so do you notice anything on the
other side? Looks good. Scratched a little bit, but that's to be expected. Make sure the epoxy does not hit the scoop lines because that could interfere.
Where the growth takes place, you don't want
epoxy over the numbers to help them stay last a little bit longer. Number 6, we've named him Epps after Dr. Adrian Epps of the Bagwell College of Education, and we are releasing him, transmitted out in the power lines. Welcome to the beautiful Moody Forest. I'm here with my tortoise team and we are out checking our burrow cams changing the memory cards for them, the batteries, and seeing what we can find while we're out here in the woods. We have found a couple tortoises this trip, but I wanted to show you a little bit of what this habitat looks like. So these are longleaf pine trees here behind me. And this forest consists of mostly the pine trees. And they create this wonderful habitat where lots of different animals live. And the longleaf pine habitat has sandy soils. And the tortoises love sandy soils. If you look here, it looks just like beach sand. But it's nice and easy for the tortoises to dig in. This is some other little holes here. This is one of the biggest burrows we've seen. So the tortoise will dig the burrow and he'll live in there. But there are over 350 other species of animals that also use these burrows. So the gopher tortoise is a very important animal in this habitat. Some of the other cool things you'll see, this grass right here is called wire grass. And it's very wiry. And it grows, it needs the sandy soil to grow. And it grows all over the forest. But it needs some open air. If you notice right above me here, there's not that many trees covering, and so the wiregrass loves these particular parts of the forest. So here in Moody, in the longleaf pine ecosystem habitat, they do prescribed burns, which means they burn different parts of the forest, controlled, every couple of years. So this part of the woods was burned back in May. How much of the grasses have grown back up. And this just helps keep the soil fertile and just helps with the growth of the different plants here. Now you might be wondering about the animals when they do the prescribed burns or the controlled burns, and a lot of them hide out in the burrows. So there's one of our burrows. We have a couple more. You can see some of the trails here. Back here, and they just hide out in the burrows until the fire is gone. A couple more over there. We have a juvenile burrow over here. Got a good safe little place. And another large burrow back there. Just helps keep the forest healthy. The plants regrowing. These are young longleaf pines. And you can see how sandy it is. Very, very sandy soil. This is our location we call Power Line. We have 10 cameras set up out here. We've seen eastern indigo snakes out here, coach whip snakes, all kinds of frogs, and of course lots of tortoises. Burrow is the home of one of our transmitted tortoises, little Miss Jane. We're just gonna check the camera to make sure that it is working. So we come out at least once a month and check for batteries. We check SD cards, make sure everything's working and make sure that there's enough space on the SD cards. And then we follow their little trails. This one burrow. This one burrow we see every day. Okay. It's not too afraid of us. We're in Moody Forest on our last day. Been wanting to find a hatchling tortoise for a year. And finally, we have a little tortoise. We are walking through parts of Moody Forest, helping clean part of the trail. And part of this trail has some of the oldest pine trees in Moody. They are massive trees. As we're walking through different parts of the forest, we're looking for lots of different kinds of animals. Here's one. Eastern box turtles. This one's just hanging out in the middle of our trail. When pulling the SD cards, we bring out a laptop with us. Madison is checking the angle and some of the footage on last month's SD card just to make sure that we've got it where we want it exactly. This is the part we call check. So sometimes when we check the SD cards out in the field, we find that a burrow is no longer active or it's not really picking up much of anything. So that happened. We had 1 month we got footage of a juvenile tortoise on this camera, and next month we don't have anything. So we're going to move this camera to a burrow that is a lot more active. Got my gear, and we're gonna walk it back to a really large burrow, actually. It's not too far off of the road. Well, path, I guess. Here's it's really large. So we're gonna set up this camera here And hopefully we get some good stuff next month when we come down. So part of our project with our gopher tortoises is we have transmitters on them, radio transmitters, and I use this tool, and we are looking for our first one. It's number 1. We call him Tino, short for Quarantino, and we're listening for the beep getting louder and for the amount of bars that are on the little packet here. So we believe that he is inside of this burrow. Burrow is right over there. We have the camera on it. But we're getting the most bars and the loudest beep a few feet back from the mouth of the burrow. So we're thinking that he's inside of it right now. This is out on power lines. One fun thing about this project is riding around. Say hi, Madison. Riding out, we're going on the power lines. We're going to go out and look for a couple more of our transmitted tortoises. One of the animals that you'll find in the longleaf pine forest is the lovely gopher tortoise. She's out for a nice stroll. This is a pretty large tortoise. This is the state reptile of Georgia, and they are known as a keystone species, which means that there are more than 350 other species that rely on her and the wonderful burrows that she digs, which she's going to take us right to her burrow. It's very well hidden. Sometimes we get lucky enough to find one out and about. This guy was just crossing the road out here. He's beautiful. He's fairly small. Fairly small compared to some of the other ones we've seen too.
Yeah.
Lots of saw palmettos like to grow in here. All of these trees have a little bit of burn on them from when the controlled fire happened earlier this season.
Thank you.